computer focus. So like I'm trying to do something while it's going live, and it's just like, bleh. All right, we are live now, so we'll do the clap. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Hunter's Hub. This is your host Fortuan, who still has a hurt mouth, and we'll get into that. Um, Joined by co-host Sasha. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little tired. I'm in the process of, I'm 1 week into my 1 month notice from my current job, and I'm onboarding for a second job, which is a lot of paperwork. Uh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
bet.
so
Especially
it's like
something in your
my
field that
second
has
job.
like a lot of certifications and stuff. I could see
Yeah,
that.
yep. I feel like I have signed my name on a touchpad way, way too many times. I'm really good at it now.
Oh, that's a skill to
It looks
have.
beautiful.
Um, Ace, welcome back. How you doing?
Doing good. It's funny you say you had to sign your name on a touchpad. When I got these headphones, the shipping information said I'd need to sign for a signature. Well, they showed up at the ass crack of dawn one morning before I was able to take Jack to school, and they left a note on the door. Like, I don't know if they just like tip 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 on the door,
Oh,
and that was their idea of knocking. But then like the next day, the next morning, I was super attentive. I was basically just like sitting at our big bay window, just like, where are you? Where are you? And then I see him pull up, and then he starts walking up, and so I meet him at the door, and like I like hold my hand out like I'm ready to take like the pen and thing, and he's like, oh, I don't need a signature. I just need to verify that you're here. And I'm like,
that's rough.
why? Why is that a thing? And why?
So
You could have verified that I was here yesterday by looking in the freaking window.
yeah, well, see, that's a little weird to have like a delivery guy just look in the window, like, "Hey, are you home?" Like, I don't think people are gonna do that. Like,
Well, I mean, it would have been better than whatever he did that
no,
led
that's
to me not
true.
getting the headphones when they were supposed to be delivered.
So our family
Because I
business
swear,
now uses a
I,
special postal delivery thing where that goes to a company now, like a company that we go pick it
Mhm.
up. We have it's a personal mailbox, and we go pick it up because every time we got UPS packages, they would drive up to where we used to have an office. They would drive up to it, and then like they would stop the van and then drive off. Like we watched them do it like twice, and they wouldn't even get out of the truck. They're like failed delivery. They'll put a note like failed to deliver. No one was there. And it's just like, what is going on? Now it didn't help that that office was next to a lion's den, and they may have been very confused. So, and for those who don't know what a lion's den, it is an adult store.
no, yeah, we have we have those in Wisconsin.
I don't, but listeners maybe is what I was saying. So I don't know. I don't know their reach. I just know that it was next to my dad's business forever as a kid. Then we moved back there when I started working there, and then we were back beside the Lions Den until we stopped having an office. Um, moving on that, I wanted to talk the tooth thing. Some of you may know I was going into dentistry stuff that I talked about last week. I talked about this a little bit on Bickering Bucks, but I had a bad tooth that was a wisdom tooth, and they tried to pull it out, and they were unsuccessful because it crushed when they were pulling it out. So I've been in serious tooth pain past couple of days. Today's been the best so far. It's been getting better every day, but it's like it feels like I'm teething back there. Like it really does. Like at this point, it's like an itchy pain, and it's swollen. But I can talk. But there may be a point where I may simmer it down if I'm getting too much pain. But I do have medicine, and I took it before we started recording. So hopefully,
We just need to We just need to book you a flight with Mike Tyson.
But as a result, because pop was the big factor, I am never not drinking water again. It is only ever water the rest of my life. Like I'm
Or
serious.
or instead of a flight with Mike Tyson, we should get you on stage with Dave Chappelle.
Oh, he got tackled. I heard that. Yeah.
Oh, he didn't just get tackled. He got tackled, and then his security team like crippled a guy, basically.
Didn't the guy have a gun too? Like I don't remember.
No, he had a. They misreported stuff. It was one of those dumbass knives that has like a sheath that's something else. So it was like a assisted open knife. So essentially, when you pull the trigger, the knife pops out, or when you press whatever button, the knife pops out.
Oh, I saw something. People were
Yeah.
calling it a gunblade. They were like, "Oh, it's straight up Final Fantasy 8 here." Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. I
Yeah, and one of
know.
the articles
Yeah.
I saw even went as far as to claim that it would like shoot the blade out when you can clearly see that it's locked on by the pivot point.
Mhm.
So like, way to go, media. Really, really spitting facts.
I mean, they're not interested in facts. They're interested in entertainment. So,
Oh yeah, I know. And like, just from like pictures that I saw on Facebook of the aftermath of that, dude had like his arm broken outward and stuff like that, and I'm just like, okay, so you fail your job at keeping, you know, your VIP safe.
mhm.
You get the person into into submission, and instead of just holding him for police, you beat him down. Why are we not charging security? Like
Somebody's gonna file a civil suit.
because
The
I'm
only
sorry, but
civil
if
suit that I've been following, and it's only little clips of the Johnny Depp one and his sick burns. Like,
Yes, yes, it's hilarious. That's like the topic of The Office. Like you guys, there's children present. Let's
I mean,
cool.
not even birds from him, just like Amber Heard's
oh
defense, just
yeah,
doing it to themselves. Like
yeah.
the one that was trying to catch the psychiatrist in a gotcha moment, and then just like went brain dead for like 10 seconds as she was trying to
Solve her.
reboot her logic loop,
Yeah.
and then the
Objecting
dude
your
that
own question.
Mm-hmm.
well, I watched Legal Eagles thing on that, and apparently it wasn't objecting to his own thing. He was just immediately objecting to what someone else was saying and cutting them off.
Mm.
I'd have to rewatch it to see what he said
I did.
specifically on it.
I did watch.
Either
that
way,
too.
it's looking like really piss poor legal counsel, and I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's really gonna go her way to me, but you know, you never know what can happen with the American legal system.
Yeah, I suppose. So tonight is video game quiz night. Um, uh, that was a heck of a tangent there. um,
Welcome to the show.
we normally have three people for this. We're have to going to alter things. So the usual process is having each person round, robin. We're just going to go back and forth because that's what a round robin would do. Um, and we're not going to. Usually, there's 3 games in a year. I have it prepared for 3 people, but we're just going to do whatever these two contestants pick, and one gets left out, and we'll talk about them, have fun with it at the end, whichever one got left out, and we'll look at the other games that didn't get picked, and I'll talk about some games that I put on the list that were actually from the year before and were very misreported until I started to I was like 3 questions in and looking at the stuff, and I was like, wait a minute, this didn't come out this year. What? So like that happened to me like 4 times writing these questions. Like this was like the most like some of these games were like very poorly reported, which has happened
Nice.
before. We've had guests, listeners. I mean, we've had listeners like chime in and say, "Hey, that game didn't come out that year. It was the year before. I'm positive." And I go look at it and I'm like, "Then why did this say this?" And I look and there's actually just conflicting information, and I'm like, "I don't know." Like so
Quality.
I tried to do some due diligence on verifying these years a little better. So, in recap, the years this week are 1996, 2000, 2008, 2011, and 2016. There's actually a lot more scrunched in the middle than we usually do, but I think that works out and makes for a better show for us. I don't like to do a lot of 90s games because you guys never get those. Like, not never, but it's a lot harder for you guys to get those.
That's because it's more like video game history rather than what games have you played and pulling from your personal knowledge.
Right. Now, unfortunately for me, that is that is it in my experience. I have a lot of games in the 90s that I played. But
Yeah,
again,
Gramps.
I've been playing regularly since 91, so um
Fair enough.
so okay. What on earth happened here? Hold on. No. My question got squished and I don't know why that got squished. What?
I was gonna say like half the document's gone.
No, it's not that it's gone. It's that it has a word wrap, but somehow it didn't extend the cell. I'm sure people who
Yep, I know
work
exactly what you're talking about.
right. So I'm just gonna have to manually. I hate this program. It's free, but I hate it. But I don't want to pay Microsoft for stuff that over and over again because they're moving to subscriptions, and that's just aggravating. Oh, come on. There we go. I finally found a way to fix it all at once. All right. So, do we the guests have been winning, so it's I'm just going to roll the 10-sided die. Who wants low, who wants high for the first pick?
Low.
Low. All right.
I mean,
Low.
you're in the state where it's legal. Why wouldn't you go high?
Who says I'm not already?
Oh shit.
All right. So, Sasha, you're going to be picking first. 1996. Actually, I should explain the game. I forgot that. If you're a new listener, we're going to be guessing games. They have 3 clues. For each clue they get, it reduces the amount of points. It goes 3, 2, 1. I'll just do it real quick. They're based on the years. And at the end, we're going to do a Jeopardy question where you bet points to try to get over someone. My brother Chauncey introduced that and really broke the game. But we thought it was fun.
No,
So
I introduced it,
well, okay, yes.
and then Chauncey broke the game with it.
Yes. So, Sasha.
I introduced it as a concept and then instantly fucking regretted it.
Yeah, I pretty much regretted it last time too because I would have won if there wasn't Jeopardy.
Well, you have a chance this week. It's mono e mono this week. So 1996 game A, B, or C, Sasha. That was hard to say.
C.
C. Okay. All right. First clue. 1996. All right. Here we go. Originally started as an independent project by Team TNT, it became a full-blown published title with the help of id and GT Interactive.
I'll take the second clue.
Okay.
Okay.
I almost rendered a clue from a totally different game. All right. The collection featured not 1, but 2 megawads, TNT Evolution and the Plutonia experiment.
Quake?
It is not Quake. It's a good guess, though. Ace, would you like to steal for 2 points or have the third clue?
Can you read the questions back to me?
Okay.
The
It
hints.
originally started as an independent project by Team TNT. It became a full-blown published title with the help of id and GT Interactive. And then the second clue is the collection featured not one but 2 megawads TNT Evolution. Sorry, not Evolution. Evolution. It's Evolution with an I, so it's evil. And the Plutonia experiment.
Is this Duke Nukem 3D?
It is not. So no points on that one, unfortunately. So we'll leave that the same. The answer was Final Doom.
Haven't heard of Final Doom.
Are you sure? You sure about that?
You sure about
Positive. I write the questions. I'm positive.
You sure about that?
All right. Ace, game A or B?
B.
B. Okay. Starting as an arcade title, this game quickly found a following, being ported to console games soon after for its action-packed two-player cooperative gameplay. Keep in mind, the first clues are meant to be a little vague, but give some idea.
I get a second clue.
Yeah. While many older games visually don't hold up, the hand-drawn style of his action game makes the look hold on a lot longer. Wow, that is the first time Blinky's snoring has appeared on my audio. I was sitting here and I saw myself like flash green, and that was Blinky.
Hand drawn?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're hand drawn games.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
You still have another clue.
I know, but
Okay. This is our roughest year too, 96 probably.
I guess I'll go for the third clue.
Okay. The final clue is being wildly popular helped this game obtain 7 mainline, so like mainline games, 4 spin-offs, and an anthology.
That doesn't help me at all.
Again, I was trying to avoid using something that would just dead giveaway. So basically, what that clue tells you is there's a lot of them.
Super Mario?
That is not correct. Sasha, do you have a guess?
Oh man, not a good one.
Okay.
Tomb Raider.
No, it's not Tomb Raider. This would be Metal Slug.
What the what is that?
It's a really popular cooperative like Contra game that's done in sprite work and it's all hand drawn. Like,
Sounds beautiful.
It's really
beautiful.
popular with people that aren't me.
That's
So
true. Not everyone can cover every game, obviously. So no points in 96. All right. So
what a shocker.
I mean, yeah.
Desolate year.
Do keep in mind I did pick 10 games when we rolled for them, so it's not like I just picked ones I knew this time. So we are moving on to the year 2000. Ace, it is your turn to pick first.
I'll go with A.
A? Okay. And I'm just realizing I didn't write down the name of one of the games. So, it would put. All right. Now that's fixed. Go with game A. The second installment in this game franchise wanted to make improvements on the video game as a board game formula by many accounts, did so very well. There's the ace. I'm thinking really hard faces again. I love those.
No, this is Ace is going brain dead as he's trying to think of things. Is this like Mario Party 2 or something?
It's correct for 3 points. Mario Party 2.
Oh wow. That's the only board game besides Monopoly that I can think of, but like they don't number the Monopoly games.
All right. Um oh man, this messes up my scoring like sheet down here so much. I just realized. All right. All right. All right. So now we got to skip a line and then there we go. There we go. Little bit of growing pains without having a third contestant. All right. All right, so Sasha, you have games B or C?
C.
C. Okay. Rare, having been successful with a licensed GoldenEye 007, wanted to make their own first-person shooter.
Perfect Dark.
That's correct for 3 points.
Don't even know what that is, but okay.
It's basically Lady Goldeneye.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much. We got it tied up. Year 2000 is done. Because there's just two of us, this is going to fly by a lot more quickly, but we can have fun talking about the stuff and how bad my clues are after that. All right, so we're hopping right on to 2008. Sasha, you get to pick game A, B, or C.
I'm going to go with C.
Okay. While many people label the game simply as an RPG, other classifications include science fiction, military science fiction, third-person role-playing, space opera, and shooter.
See, I thought I knew what it was till you said space opera. Okay, give me the second clue.
All right, second clue. Made by BioWare, they applied their experience from the past RPGs to have a story that changed based on both dialogue and character actions.
Mass Effect.
Is correct for 2 points. Mass Effect.
Why do I not remember Mass Effect coming out in 2008? I think it's because I was late to the game.
I gotcha. Oh, also to make everyone happy with my gap in the gaming library, I did on PS4 get the Mass Effect anthology.
Exciting.
All right, so Mass Effect, 2 points for Sasha. All right, Ace. Game A or B in 2008?
I'll go with A.
Have you been okay? No, I
What?
think you guys have been. I thought you guys did the same. Like A, I thought you guys both did A and C last time. Actually, you did. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
I'm just going with A because A got me a game that I knew last time.
Sure.
So we'll take the chance that happens again this time.
All right. So 2008, first clue. Despite being the fifth in the series, this game features the same name as the horror series itself. Uh-oh. Sasha's already on this one. Seems that way, at least. She could just be really excited and just say the wrong name, because that would be my
Oh
luck.
no. Oh no. I know it. It's not a good one in the series either.
Oh, okay. All right.
Wha-
I'll let that
It's a
statement.
horror game,
I'll let that statement lie. Yes.
and it's the 5th in the series.
Your
Why?
face. Your face.
I thought you liked horror, Ace. I have a whole homework of horror movies that I have yet to watch still.
I do like horror, but like, again, my video game life didn't really pick up until like 2010.
Sure. Sure.
Maybe 2012. When did the
This
PS3
one
come
was
out?
definitely in the bargain bin when you started really picking up your gaming then.
2006
Go
was
for
PS3.
a second hint.
Second hint. All right. The game takes a non-linear DVD style of episode selections to solve puzzles in the game. Episodes can be selected out of order if a player finds themselves stuck, but can always return.
And I'll go for a third
Okay.
hint.
All right. Featuring many paranormal activities in the game's world, the protagonist, a paranormal investigator himself, Edward Carnby, must unravel the mysteries to save the world.
What?
I gave you a lot of information in that last clue.
No.
Not gonna guess.
No. Uh, is it a Tomb Raider game?
Is not Tomb Raider. Anything.
No, I know.
Tomb Raider is not horror. Sasha,
I just have no clue.
can you steal for 1 point?
Okay. Okay. I think I can steal because with the first clue, I had a game in mind, but now with the second and third clues, I have a totally different game in mind.
That would have been funny if you'd been like, I know this on clue 1, and be like, nope.
Well, and I'm going to make an argument for it.
Okay.
So my guess is Alone in the Dark.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes. But with your first clue, my guess was Silent Hill Homecoming,
Oh. Okay.
which is the fifth in the series in Dogwater.
Gotcha.
Terrible.
Gotcha. All right. I never played this game. So
It's terrible. It's unplayable.
I gotcha.
You
Silent
knew
Hill
what it
Homecoming
was.
is a lot better,
That's so bizarre.
Who, me? I knew what it was? It's because I do
No,
a lot
Sasha.
of research. Oh, okay.
So you got to remember that 2008 was achievement hunting days. So I played a lot of really lousy games.
For the easy achievements.
Alone in the Dark
Fair
was
enough.
not an easy. No,
Oh, okay.
that was not unplayable. Unplayable.
Got ya. All right. So we are moving on to 2011. That would be Sasha's pick first.
I'm gonna pick C.
Okay. 2011, first clue. Set in a world entirely flooded by water, the only a single city remained called the Ark, where the Resistance and the Security battle for control.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to get that second clue.
Okay. This class-based shooter. Whoa! I really. So I was going to say this class-based shooter wanted to, and it says "wante dot." That was a very bad typo because it's a space between the D and then a backwards too. Anyways, the class-based shooter wanted to set itself apart, implementing acrobatics and parkour in their gameplay. The classes were fairly generic, though, although a generic featuring soldier, engineer, medic, and operative.
I'll take the third clue.
Okay. Third clue. Reviews were very mixed on the game, citing online difficulties, unpolished gameplay, and other issues. Eventually, the game became free to play, however, and eventually became free to play on Steam and quickly became a footnote.
Yeah. I have no idea. I don't even have a guess. I don't know.
Just say a name. Just say a game.
I don't know. Brink? I don't know.
Brink is right for 1 point.
Oh, wow. I was like trying to think of like what was the like garbage game with the blue cover. I was trying to think of what it was.
Yep. It's Brink. Brink was the class-based parkour shooter that was set in a flood.
Did we talk about
we
this?
talked about this game 2 weeks
we
ago.
We did.
Yep. That's why I was so excited
like, still in my head
when it came up and I rolled for it. And I was like, yes, I got it. And like, I figured no one was going to get it because this game is so utterly forgettable.
Yeah, it just was like very recently in my forefront of my memory because we talked about it.
Yep. All right. Ace, A or B?
I'll go with B.
B. Okay. 2011. So we are in within the realm of Ace's gaming. So this should go well. We hope. All right. While known for being fantastical settings and real-world places, this was the first to feature a setting outside of Japanese inspiration, was modeled after New York City in the United States.
I'll go for a second hint.
Okay. As usual, there were two similar but equal versions of the game. However, this was only set in the series to have direct sequels.
There were two versions of the game?
That is correct.
What?
I'm actually I'm proud of my writing on this because I really obscured some things here. I like this. I'm sorry, Ace.
For third clue?
Third clue. All right. The player could choose between Snivy, Oshawott, and Tepig.
Oh, this is one of the...
I love Sasha's reaction.
I haven't played this one. Is this Diamond and Pearl?
Sasha, do you have a steal for 1 point? It is not Diamond or Pearl.
This hurts me because we're just like, which Pokemon game is this? Okay.
Oh man.
Black and white?
Yes, Black and White is correct.
Yes.
Because Black and White is the only one that had ever had direct sequels because it was Black and White 2.
I never played Black and White or Black and White 2, so.
All right.
Ooh.
All right. Ace, you gotta do some betting. Like you gotta get some scores and you gotta get some betting. He's just sliding off camera. Oh boy. All right. So 2016, the final year. Ace, you're up to pick first. Game A, B, or C. Come on, man. It's not that bad. It's just a fun game. Come on.
I'll steal it from Sasha and go with C.
Oh.
Man, that's just sending bad juju my way.
All right. All right. So game C, first clue: the player starts off as a simple hunter, but eventually becomes the leader of their whole village through the unique ability to tame animals.
What?
Glad you picked C.
Bad juju. Never mind. Entirely good juju. Have at it. Oh man, it's hilarious.
Can you read that back?
Okay. The player starts off as a simple hunter, but eventually becomes the leader of their whole village through the unique ability to tame animals.
Is this Far Cry Primal?
That is correct for 3 points.
Yeah, I didn't play it, but I knew that was an aspect of it.
Good job, Ace.
Yay, you finally sparked those two brain cells together.
Jumpered them together. All right. All right. So, Sasha, you have game A or B.
I'm gonna pick B.
All right. Game B, 2016. Lorne Lanning wasn't happy with how his titular series had aged, and working with Just Add Water revitalized, remaking the first title in the series.
Battlefield?
That's not it. It is not Battlefield.
Dang it.
Ace, do you have a steal for 3 points, or do you want more clues?
I'll take a second clue.
Okay. Built from the ground up in a 3D engine, this remake did everything from scratch. New dialogue, new cutscenes, everything aside from the voice actor of the main character.
You read back both the first two hits
Okay.
before I go for the third.
Lorne Lanning wasn't happy with how his titular series had aged, and working with Just Add Water revitalized it by remaking the first title in the series. The second clue is built from the ground up in a 3D engine. This remake did everything from scratch, new dialogue, new cutscenes, everything from beside the voice actor of the main character.
Can I get a third hint?
And the last hint, I had to read it and I woof. Okay. The remake named itself off of the advertisement for the upcoming new product of Rupture Farms in the story that causes the whole series to start with a frightened Budokan named Abe running for his life.
Oh, this is the series you like, isn't it? Abe's Odyssey or whatever, but I don't know if that's the title or not. Abe's Odyssey?
I
Oddworld Abe's Odyssey?
I can't that would be the original game. I can't give you the answer for that.
What?
It is not the name of the original game.
Oddworld?
Oddworld's correct. I mean, I'll give you that for Oddworld. How about
Oddworld
that?
Abe's Odyssey?
Yeah, I'll give you 1 point for that. But it's not
I was
Abe's
rambling
Odyssey.
my way.
It's not Abe's Odyssey.
Okay.
It is a remake of Abe's Odyssey, but it is not Abe's Odyssey.
Oh, is it just called Oddworld?
No, it is called Oddworld New and Tasty.
Yeah.
All right. So, that puts Ace at 7 and Sasha at 8. So, our showdown round is going to be a pretty Pretty good one. Now, before we do bets, I will say the year again. Okay? So the year for this one, which I randomly rolled, is also 2016. So, Ace and Sasha, you're going to keep your bet in mind. Do we write it down, or did you just tell me beforehand?
I was just gonna write my bet and my answer on the same
Yep.
thing.
I think that's better. Ace, do you have something to write with?
I can put it down on my phone here.
Sure, that's a good one. So you have 7 points to bet. Ace and Sasha, you have 8 points to work with. So write down your bet, and I will get to the question. Tell me when you're ready, I suppose.
I'm ready, I guess.
Okay. All right, so we have our totals down. This is the question, and then I'll talk about something while you guys are thinking of your answers to fill the dead air. So, taking place after the bad ending of the previous game, the sequel will use the opportunity to not only create new challenges in the strategy game, but also a more subversive story around alien occupation. So while you guys are thinking that up, I'll go ahead and just do an announcement I would have done at the end of the episode. So I was finally able to get a group together to do a Flesh and Blood podcast that is going to be starting Monday. It will still be. It's called No Blocks. I have found some people in the Flesh and Blood community that are going to be working with me. So listeners, if you are into the Flesh and Blood card game, on Mondays we're going to start recording another podcast, which puts me at 3 podcasts, 2 weekly ones. But this one is called No Blocks, and we're going to be covering everything from normal Flesh and Blood news to our opinions on stuff, and also we're going to be heavily covering the Commoner League, in which I am a part of. And listeners, if you're interested, a Commoner League is decks of only common cards. My deck cost me exactly $3.75 to make. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Think so.
There's a little advertisement for another podcast that I'm doing. All right. So hold up your answers and we'll see how we go. 7 Gears of War 2 and
4.
4, sorry. I don't know why I said 2. I have no idea why I had said 2. And 8 for XCOM 2. Sasha has 16 points, Ace has 0.
Wonderful.
I had to redeem myself from losing last time in Final Jeopardy.
All right. And yeah, there we go. That is the final. So ta-da. I'm
just
sorry,
never
Ace.
gonna win. I'm just never gonna win.
Close. You were so close.
You were 1 point behind and Jeopardy came up and it just didn't go your way. I'm sorry, Ace. Now, I thought of this while we were doing this. I think it would be kind of cool to do like a PvE kind of thing where you guys work together. So the games that we didn't do, you guys work together to try to guess the game against my question thinking. So the way we'll handle this is you guys each get an answer. And we'll just say you guys beat that question. So
Okay.
All right. So the 1996 game that was not chosen was game A. So we'll go with clue number 1. This collection by HAL Labs originally planned to feature 8 games, but had 7 with 2 mini games.
Well, I certainly would need another clue, but
Need another clue?
Me?
if I only
Yeah.
get one guess, yeah.
Okay, we'll go for clue number 2 then. There was a cut game mode that would have denied Kirby the infamous inhale ability and focused more on a horror theme.
Oh, is this Kirby's Dream Land?
Kirby's Dream Land is not right. Sasha, do you have a guess, or do you want to go for clue number 1?
Kirby Superstar?
Yes, Kirby Superstar is correct. So 2 points for you guys on that one. We'll just see how much points you guys
We
have
did
together.
it.
See?
Or what if we change the format and we did it like if we don't get us to a certain amount of points each week, it builds up like a $5 increment that gets donated to charity. What if we did that?
That's something
That way I don't have to feel miserable about losing. It just means we get a higher increment to get donated.
We'll total up the points and we'll just, I don't know. We'll just say, like, I don't know. Did you guys beat your individual scores working together? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Did we beat Chauncey today?
Did we
No.
beat Chauncey today? So I asked him if he was able to come on, and he said absolutely not. He was way too, because we spent the night at Brian's house last night for his son's birthday party today, and we were in Columbus, and then I drove. I've been home before we started recording about 3 hours, so he was just like, "I'm going to bed. Don't even ask me to be on the show." I was like, "Okay, fine." I couldn't find a guest, but fine, Chauncey. I bet you he's watching anime. I swear.
He's really tired while he does it.
Yeah, he's really tired. All right, so that gives us a lot of like, what clue can we do? All right, so 2000 game B was not chosen. So, first clue: the previous game teased the use of the mystery eggs and the ice key. And while it took years to see a result, this game did indeed utilize these same items.
Mystery egg. Sounds like some Nintendo nonsense. I don't.
That's funny.
Wait,
Oh, is this like a Mario Kart game?
but it could be a Pokemon game. 'Cause mystery egg, right? Isn't that Pokemon?
I did say mystery eggs.
A mystery eggs.
So, plural. Next clue, you taking a guess?
Mhm.
Next clue. Okay.
I need the next clue. Yep.
Ace, you got a guess? Or you get a next clue? All right. Next clue. A feature that may have been confusing was altering the game into a strange FPS mode for sections akin to something like GoldenEye, which, while made by the same developers, didn't lend itself well to this rare 3D platformer.
That'd be funny. Just a fucking Mario Kart game and you pull over and get into a shootout.
Rare 3D platformer.
I'm not gonna lie, I did play this game and it felt like that. It was a weird transition.
Banjo-Tooie.
Is correct for 2 points.
Yay!
We did it, Ace.
I mean, you sure did.
We're a team. This is a
I've
party.
never played a banjo game in my life.
I have also not, but I
they're
know that
amazing.
he plays them.
They're amazing. Like for collectathons, if you like those, the banjo games are good. I don't like 2 as much as the first one, but all right. Clue number 1 for the 2008 unselected game, which was again game B. This racing game has the esteem of selling more than 37 million copies, putting it in some of the best-selling games of all time.
Midnight Club, LA.
Is not correct.
Dang. Just thinking of like the Platinum Hits games.
Right. It's not a bad way to go. I don't know. I don't remember the requirement for platinum hits. I know it was some over some sort of million, but I don't think it was 37. I thought it was a lot lower than that.
This is what year?
It's up to you, Ace.
2008. You want to take the
Oh,
next
play like
clue,
racing game. Sure.
or okay?
Sure, I guess.
While motion controls were the hit, the included steering wheel wasn't required at all, but gave many players a tool to better focus their steering.
Mario Kart Wii.
That is correct. Mario Kart Wii.
I was thinking it was Mario Kart, but I was like, does it really sell that well? But then 2008 is when the Wii was out, so like theoretically, yeah, because everyone had it in their homes basically.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Wii was far more popular than anything else that generation.
Mm-hmm.
Um. All right. So game A was not selected for 2011. So the first clue for game A is the series. The series featured user-generated levels to play and started with most of the levels already generated by players from the previous title.
Little Big Planet 2.
That is correct for 3 points.
I don't even play PlayStation.
I started going into like Super Mario Maker.
Could
But,
be
like,
one. But
Yeah.
Mario Maker wasn't until the Wii U. And
Yeah.
that was a year before the Wii U came out. All right. 2016 game A was not chosen again. First clue. The hexagonal turn-based series wanted to shake things up for their 6th installment.
I need another clue. I don't.
Okay.
Sounds like I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with the first 5
Okay.
installments.
Second clue. Upon initial release, many players were unhappy with Red Shell, an ad tracking software which many categorized as spyware.
I would say a third hint is probably in the cards.
Okay. All right. While gameplay remained largely the same, units such as builders now perished after a limited amount of uses, and tiles were now only able to build one building apiece instead of stacking all the buildings on a single tile.
Overwatch.
This is not Overwatch. Overwatch is a hero shooter.
I don't play that,
Okay.
so
Okay.
shooting in the dark,
Fair. 2016 was Overwatch. It's true. Okay.
Is this like Civilization?
Oh yes, I think it is.
And you said it's the 6th
Wait,
game,
is this
Civ
we're a
6?
team? Yeah, 6.
Civ 6 is correct.
That sounds great. We did it.
Because like the hex thing really threw me off, and I'm like, I don't know of any games that were like that. And then you said stacking things, and I'm like, I mean, I don't think they have that in 7 or whatever one that I have, but
Okay. So you guys ended up getting a total of 10 points in the against me, which is better than you guys did individually. So I'd say that's a success.
Yep.
All right. Well, so now we have the missed clues if you guys would like to hear them.
Yes.
All right. So there was no points on Final Doom or Metal Slugs. We heard all the clues for that. Or no? Did you guys? No, because both of you guessed on clue 2 of Final Doom. So we didn't hear the last clue of Final Doom, which was many people thought of this as Doom 3 and possibly the last installment until later in 2005 when id themselves made Doom 3, which is just a retelling of Doom 1.
Yeah, I still wouldn't have gotten that.
That kind of clues
never-
into the
never
title
heard.
of Final because everyone thought it was the last one.
I just didn't
I
know
mean-
Final Doom was a thing.
Yeah, it was. It was.
I mean, I bought a bunch of the Doom games, and I don't recall there being a Final Doom.
yeah, it's
I-
just called Final Doom.
Yeah, that one's not on Game Pass either, even though all the other ones are.
That's because they licensed someone else's mods, essentially. And it was officially released. So they don't, and it was also by GT Interactive, which wasn't acquired by GT Interactive are the Oddworld people, the published Oddworld. Not, it's complicated. But yeah, it's a mess of IP stuff because of what they did, and I assume that's why we don't see Final Doom. There, I think Final Doom is available on Steam though. I'm pretty sure. All right, so you guys guessed on clue 2 of Banjo-Tooie. Wait, I'm skipping around. Mario Party. Okay, so you guys got the first clue on Mario Party. Characters. So the second clue was characters dressed to match themes of the boards they were played in. These boards were Pirate Land, Western Land, Space Land, Mystery Land, Horror Land, and Bowser Land. So that would have been a pretty good clue. And then the third clue was there were no changes to the roster, which included 6 iconic characters: Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Yoshi, Warrior, and Donkey Kong. So if it wasn't apparent why saying Bowser, then we were going to be like straight up, here are the characters that you could play as. You guys got it on clue 2 for Banjo-Tooie, which was talking about the fact they made an FPS for some reason shoved into Banjo-Tooie. Oh, by the way, since you guys didn't play that, it's literally Banjo. You know how like Kazooie can spit out eggs, so Banjo literally takes Kazooie off his shoulder and holds her like an assault rifle and pulls her neck to shoot eggs at people. Like, it's just weird.
I feel
Something
like
out of
I've
Saints
seen
Row.
that in Looney Tunes or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's weird.
Yeah.
The amount of Banjo on Kazooie abuse in the series is really rough, and it was hilarious when they did it in Smash Bros. Because it's like, yeah, that's true to Banjo Kazooie. He just smashes this bird around. Poor thing. No wonder she has such a grumpy attitude. All right, and the clue that we missed was Gruntilda makes a skeletal reappearance with the help of her sisters after destroying Banjo's house. He and his buddy Kazooie must set off to set things right. Basically, just telling you the characters so you could get a clue that was Banjo-Tooie. Perfect Dark was guessed on the first clue. The second clue, while GoldenEye remains a staple for the N64 in multiplayer shooters, the introduction of bots and other features had some fans putting this game over 007. And then number 3 was Joanna Dark would become the protagonist in sequels to come, making her one of the icons of the FPS games for some time. So, if you were familiar
I
with
would have
Joanna.
given it away.
Yeah. We got everything Alone in the Dark. Second clue on Mario Kart. So the last clue for that one was being 7th in the Mario spin-off series. It featured the largest roster ever at 24 racers, which was at the time, which was only ever topped in the latest entry, which would be Mario Kart 8. Mass Effect was guessed on clue 2. The final clue was many choices and paths led to the protagonist able to romance various characters regardless of the character gender. So the romance options. If you didn't get,
Yeah, when you were reading the first clue, I was thinking it was Fallout 3 until you said space opera, and then I'm like, Mass Effect didn't come that year, did it? I mean, questioning myself.
yeah, no, it's good you did because you would have blown it. Um, you guys got first clue on Little Big Planet 2. So, Little Big Planet 2 second clue, the online functionality was officially discontinued after a sudden lengthy outage in September of 2021. Um, that was a big thing for a while, I guess. They just didn't tell anyone and it went out and then it was suddenly, hey, it's no longer happening. Like they just shut it off and then afterwards told people that it was official, which was kind of weird and bad.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. Advertised as a platform for games, user made levels came from many different genres, including shooters, racers, puzzle, horror, and several others. It was just talking about the fact that you could build essentially any kind of game in Little Big Planet 2. You guys did all of the Pokemon Black and White. We did all of Brink. Civ 6, all of them were said. New and Tasty. We did all of them. Far Cry Primal was based off the first one. So the second one would be firstly a first person shooter. The animal companions also play a large part. Wildcats, canines, apex predators, and cunning beasts are the main categories in which the player can tame. And the last one is usually taking place in fictional but modern setting. This spin-off takes place in 10,000 BC. The same as the movie that everyone hated that I loved. Because I geeked out over Diatriba.
Yeah, they kind of continued the animals you can tame thing throughout the series, and then really brought that back. I would say with
Okay.
Far Cry 6,
I've
because you
never
get to
played a
have
Far Cry. I tried to play Blood Dragon, but it wouldn't run on my computer for some reason.
you should play 5. I really like the religious undertones that they explore with it, and the whole cult aspect.
I was gonna ask, is 5 the cult?
Yeah.
In 6, you get to have dogs, which are like a main thing throughout the series, but then you get to have a freshwater or crocodile or alligator. I think it's just an alligator. Uh, you can have a batshit crazy rooster that has spurs. Um,
I
at one
heard
point,
about
you
the
get like
rooster.
a.
Yeah.
At one point, you get like a. I think it's like a spirit panther too.
Mm.
I haven't played it in a while, but I'm pretty sure it's like a spirit. It's not, or actually no. There, I think it does become tangible. So
Okay.
they they play around with what you can have in Far Cry 6 a lot more, I think, than in Far Cry 5, because I don't remember there being that many varied species.
Gotcha. Primal really set that off, but there was like a list of like
Oh,
40 or something like creatures that you could tame in Primal. Like Primal had a lot.
and then I forgot the poster dog for Far Cry 6. There's also the little wiener dog that
Mm.
it has both its little back legs aren't usable, so he has like the little wheels, and his name is Chorizo.
Mm.
That's so cute.
Hmm. And his one of his abilities in the game is to like distract guards with his cuteness and stuff.
Oh, that's funny. Oh man. Um and then I'll list out the games that I didn't that didn't get picked, but I picked to roll from. Um, so 96 was Duke Nukem 3D, Super Mario RPG. Of course, we did Kirby Superstar, Resident Evil, Metal Slug, Final Doom, Quake, Mario 64, Tekken 2, and Tomb Raider.
So 2 of our guesses were on that list. We were in the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2000 was Mario Party 2, Pokemon Stadium, Thief 2, Diablo 2, Majora's Mask, Rainbow Six, the first Rainbow Six, that is. Uh, Perfect Dark, Katana, which I don't think you guys would have got that one. That's a
No,
weird. That's a weird one.
you could
Um,
tell me to write that down and I would get that question wrong.
right. Pokemon Gold and Silver
Register. It'll be on the exam.
and Banjo Tooie. I will talk a little bit about Katana because John Romero, which you guys may not know him because you guys aren't Doom fans, but John Romero is one of like the big creators of Doom, right? It was John Carmack and John Romero were like considered like the two big guys, and there were several other people that worked with them, Sandy Pierce and some other people. Um, but like John Romero was like sort of like the rock star developer. He was like the one that took all the like the credit for doing a lot of the aesthetics and that kind of stuff in Doom. And he got tired of working with Doom and left the company of id to make his own company, and he was basically antagonizing everyone like publicly like some sort of wrestler. uh with his game that was going to literally kick everyone's ass, is what he said. And it was called Daikatana, and it was a terrible flop. Terrible flop that became. I really heavily suggest that if you guys aren't familiar with a YouTuber named Civi11, Civi11 does a review and a sort of like pseudo playthrough that's like a 30-minute sort of like, maybe it's longer. Maybe that one's a long one. But he talks about the history of Daikatana and shows you the game and the story and stuff. And it is insane. It is not a game I have played, but it is definitely something of in the gaming world that was in that just it was worth the talk.
Yeah, it's not getting good reviews from what I see
No,
here.
no, it was a
It looks like just like a knockoff Quake.
right because yeah, they did Quake while Romero did this. So yeah. um, that being said, Romero is an amazing developer, but that game was also plagued with so many other problems that not digging on him in particular, but he did way oversell what he could do.
So
Uh,
I Google search Daikatana, and then the next thing is people also ask, what did John Romero do?
yes, yes, yeah. So 2008. This one was weird because it was like when I did the rolls. So I'm telling you in the matter of like 1 through 10, like as I list them, it's just their numbers. So the ones you hear, they're going to be all in the later end of this one for some reason. Like they were all like shoved at the bottom. But Fable 2, Devil May Cry 4, Turok, the remake, Lost Planet, Smash Brothers Brawl, Mario Kart Wii, Boom Blocks, Mass Effect, Alone in the Dark, and Spore. I know Boom Blocks is kind of a weird one. It was actually made by Steven Spielberg, and
Never heard
works
of that
works
either.
within. It's a Wii game. You literally throw a ball at blocks, and it was like a Steven
Oh, well, see,
Spielberg
that's
produced
why I don't
game.
know what it is.
It's true, but it
Boom.
was an interesting game because people are like Steven Spielberg's behind it, and you play it, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Why would Steven Spielberg be behind this? It's like a party game. Um. All right. So 2011, Little Big Planet 2, Mass Effect 2, Dead Space 2, Magica, Bulletstorm, Killzone 3, I almost said Pikmin because I abbreviated it. Pokemon Black and White, Brink, Mortal Kombat the remake, and LA Noir.
Ah, LA Noir. I'm surprised Mass Effect 2 was on that list because we've done Mass Effect 2
Yes, we
as a video
have.
game quiz.
We have, but
You,
you can,
mister.
what? Yeah, I know. Dead Space. I know. I tried not to pick ones we've already done before, but sometimes I was just like, I can't find anything else that stands out. Or,
Well, they would have been totally different clues this time because when we
yeah,
did Mass Effect 2, it was the achievements.
yes, it would have been.
Hmm.
All right, so 2016, Civ 6, That Dragon Cancer, Oddworld New and Tasty, XCOM 2, The Last Guardian, Far Cry Primal, Super Hot, Heavy Rain, Pokken Tournament, and Enter the Gungeon. There was a lot of indies on this one, and we
Hmm.
got exactly none of them.
Goodness. The only thing on that list I think I played was XCOM.
Right. Last Guardian was not a indie. Last Guardian was like the super really hyped like Shadow of the Colossus guys. Um, I don't know. We'd done a lot in 2016, and I was looking at it and I was like, well, I can't put Doom, I can't put Titanfall, I can't put. The only one I think I really missed was Overwatch, but I just didn't see it on the list. These later years, there's so many games, and you're looking through them all. I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, that was this week's quiz. Hmm. Yeah, we must have done. This must be the third time that we did 2011, because I actually looked back through and saw that we did Dragon Age 2, Conquers Bad Fur Day, and To the Moon in 2011. So we might have done another year as well. Alrighty. So, how do you guys feel this one went? I know Ace scoring wise you weren't too happy, but like in general, like are we still liking how it's the format's going? Do we like the Jeopardy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little biased. I think it went better this time. But
Sure.
but yeah, I like these format of the questions a little bit better.
Yeah, I was trying to stick to the original game, that I based it off of, the movie one, because it was off of Goofs. And I was like, all right, so what? I don't want to do Goofs because that's like really deep cuts for games. Like, but the levels and the achievements might be a little more known. But then the weakness of that is if you don't know, you just don't know. But if you're
Hmm.
generally aware of games and I give clues of not just what's in the game, but also things around the game, I feel like that does a little better. Although we're still having problems with the 90s games, but that's to be expected. So we'll see for the next month, which will be June.
I just think the '90s games is it's the luck of the roll because I was familiar with a lot of the games you listed for the '90s, but not Metal Slug. I couldn't pick Metal Slug out of a lineup.
To be honest, I've never played a Metal Slug. Like that was like I was like I know Metal Slug's a thing as a gamer. I know a lot of people really
Hmm.
like it, and so I put it on the list, and then I rolled it, and I was like, well, shit. I guess I'm reading about Metal Slug on Wikipedia for an hour, and then
Yep.
like that's kind of what the rolling does to me sometimes is like all right, now I got to do some research because I've never even interacted with this game. Stuff like Mass Effect, while I'm aware of what Mass Effect is and you and I have talked about Mass Effect a lot on the show, personally I have never played it. So not one, at least I played bits of two, and my friend Brian talked to my ear off about three ages ago when it was out. So yeah, so I think I'm going to be focusing on Fallout, and then I'm going to get into Mass Effect to sort of quell that gaming drought. Um, so we'll see. Uh, we'll see how far I get before, because like, sometimes I don't finish stuff like the immersive sims, and I still have been playing Weird West a little bit. I
I
haven't.
still haven't started Weird West.
It's also an immersive sim, but it's in a isometric view, so which is a little bit more to my taste as far as like view goes. But it's interesting.
So so now that you're playing New Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
a funny story to share with you. So in New Vegas, like you pick up all the little side quests in the beginning of the game, and it pretty well takes you on a predetermined path to get to New Vegas, but it wants you to like take the road east
Mm-hmm.
and go around the road, don't go north. So my brother and I were super into this game, and we had been playing it, probably had beaten it multiple times, and we convinced my dad to play it. And my dad's like, "Yeah, I'm not walking all the way around." He's like, "I'm going to take the road north to Vegas." We're
Mm-hmm.
like, "You're not taking the road north to Vegas." He's like, "No, I'm going to get there." So I do encourage you to save your game and walk north on the road and see why you're not taking the road north to Vegas.
Is it a bunch of death claws?
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
figure
death claws are not squishy in New Vegas like they are in Fallout 3.
no. Like I remember, I got far enough in Fallout 3 that I was facing death claws, but like not regularly, for sure.
No, no.
I'm having
So my
problems clearing out the lizards at times because my
because of the
guns are
damage
so
threshold.
yeah, the guns are so bad. So bad.
Yeah,
It's like
they
average
are.
damage average DPS for this gun is 10 and I'm like, are you
Well, you got
kidding
to
me?
put that varmint rifle down and pick up something better than that.
I have a stagecoach shotgun and it's like 30 DPS, but like I ran out of shells.
Yep, yep. That'll
So
happen.
so I had to like reload. I was dealing. This is the guy that was like, "Hey, go up and kill these lizards. They're killing my girlfriend. Help me." And I'm like, "Sure, why not?" Because I want positive karma from stealing from people, from negative karma. So I'm gonna help people out. And of course, then he tries to kill me, and then he kills me because all my guns are crap, and his pistol is the best thing under the sun. So I did it a second time, did it faster, did it better, and I was like, I'm only killing these things with my crappy pistols, which I can do, and then I'm saving the shotgun for him. So then I get to him, and before he comes up, I pull out a grenade. And I let him talk to me with me holding a grenade. And I love the logic about this with video games because in real life, you wouldn't be like, I'm going to kill you with a guy holding a grenade just staring at you. Like, sure you are. Sure you are. But like,
Those random encounters get even more ridiculous because you'll be walking around in like full blown power armor. You're stacked with weapons and ammo, and some guy walking up in a dirty wastelander outfit's like, "Give me all your caps." Okay,
you sure about
no,
that, son? You sure?
Brick, where did you get a hand grenade? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a
Later
good
on in battle, Sham just
one. No, dude, the battle started. I was just like, and it was like, boom, and like in Fallout, I do like this where they damage parts of the body. So it was like you crippled so and so's head, right arm, right leg. I was like, yeah, and he's just like limping away, like, no, don't kill me. I was like, oh no, it's a shame you had to do that. Pull out my shotgun. I was just like, you aren't doing this again to anybody else. You got to learn your lesson. And then I killed him and I got the pistol and I was like, that pistol sucks. Like, what? How did he kill me with that? Oh man, it was like
he's
it's not
got
even.
he's got one of those Deadeye draws where he's just got you with your vitals.
Yeah, and Sasha, I think you and I have a similar play style because I do like to sneak and I do like to talk my way out of things. So like speech, sneak, those were all up.
well, another thing that's really cool about New Vegas is if you spend points in other skills, those also satisfy speech challenges. So, like a high sneak might get you out of something too in a dialogue conversation,
Yeah,
or
there was
high
something like
explosives.
a high explosives would have got like a bonus on
Easy
that
Pete's
raid.
dynamite.
Yeah, I did not have enough explosives but every other like little help thing did work.
Hmm.
Um, like I got the whole town to rally against them. I don't think anyone died in the town. Like no one. And we killed the 4 dudes. So actually, I did that today. Um, yeah, I haven't uh like show wise. I know you guys talked about watching documentaries beforehand. Like the amount of watching that I have been doing is literally like the Netflix Cuphead show. It's just like literally like cartoons. It's like,
I finished season 2 of The Witcher finally.
oh, how'd you like it?
I I've got mixed feelings about it. I mean, I hate Yennefer. I hated Yennefer to begin with, but I really dislike her
Yeah,
now.
I mean,
Um, yeah,
having listened
yeah.
to some of the stories, because I did finally finish that anthology that
Oh,
Pan.
so you know now why Triss is OTP.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So I had a weird interaction with The Witcher because I played the game first, and I played
Hmm.
like the original first Witcher game first. So like Triss is like the first person you are. She's like the tutorial to sleeping with people. It's just a very weird thing to have in a game, but that's
Yeah, that's like the opening scene of The Witcher 2 as well. Is you and
yeah,
Triss in the hot tub.
yeah. And I'm just like, okay, so I guess they have a relationship, and then there was a dialogue option later on in the game that he was like, "Hey Dryad, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Hold on." And I was a little thrown off by the card thing too, because in the first one you collected cards of the women you slept with, and I was like, "Okay, this is a little weird."
this
Oh no, I'm
is a weird
serious.
game of Pokemon.
Yeah, no, you're like afterwards, it's like this little card flips up, and it's like this pin up of the girl. Uh,
That I feel like that happens in 2 as well because I have this image of Vez doing that. The blue stripes commander.
oh no, is this what they turned into Gwent? And they were just like, oh no, I just realized this because they had those were cards, and then they didn't do it in 3, and instead you play Gwent. Oh, oh, that makes Gwent feel super dirty to me.
But I feel like because in The Witcher 3, they're really kind of pushing for you to make a choice about like who your lady is.
Right, because they want to give Geralt some depth, like
Hmm.
because he has depth. That's what I love about the Witcher series. Having listened to one of the anthologies now, is it's like people like he can't feel feelings. It's like literally that's just like some form of weird Witcher racism that's been applied to him,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, oh, I just bought into that because it was a fantasy world, and we don't do that in fantasy worlds, right? Like in modern fantasy worlds, we don't have a lot of overt racism, but then like in The Witcher, they
I
really
mean, in
sneak it in.
Skyrim, you do.
Well, yeah, yeah, like the what was it, the Red Guards? Is it they?
It's the Dark Elves and the Nords in Skyrim, and
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, I think there's a Red Guard thing somewhere else, and
I
they're
just
all
remember there
racist
was like
against
a
the
Red Guard
Khajiits.
woman, and they were like, "We don't trust her. She's a Red Guard," and I'm like, "What?" Like I don't what? I don't understand. Um, yeah, it's kind of cool for games to kind of tackle those issues like racism and that kind of stuff because I mean, obviously, understanding real life problems and dealing with that kind of thing. Um, I still as a Native American, I don't see a lot of myself in a lot of games though. It just doesn't happen. Like, eh. So I'd still like to see because that's why I love Turok so much is because it's like, hey, I like dinosaurs and it's Turok. He's a Native American and he's awesome. But I still am almost always disappointed when Native Americans are involved because it's almost always a Western tribe too. There's like It's like, you guys realize that there were tribes everywhere in the United States, not just like the desert part of the West
Nope,
and the plains. They were,
nope. It's only the horseback riding, stagecoach robbing, white woman stealing savages of the West. That's all that exists. That's all
wow.
there is.
Yep. Yep. I mean, like, we don't, when are we going to have Alaskans,
This land is my land.
Inuits in games? Like, that's part of it too. Like, you don't see a lot of Inuits in games. Like,
Mm.
Yeah, that sounds like you need to make a game.
we've been down that road. I was actively making a game for the company and I hate it. I hate making a game. I know how to. I have the skill set. I don't want to do it. It's too much work. Like, my art is not the best in my opinion, but I have the skills to make the art for the game. I have the programming skills to program a game, and I have the music skills to make music for a game. I don't know why I'm such a jack of all trades of mediocrity, but here we are. But I don't want to do it because it's so much work. Like, just the animation of like a single thing is too much work. So, no, thank you.
I gotta get a team.
Yeah, which would
Your own
include
little
my dad and my
dev team.
brother, and they would just boss me around. I mean, my dad's made games before, but like, it was simple stuff back in the
Mhm.
90s. I'm trying to compete with like my expectations of today. Not like obviously like a AAA game or anything, but like even with like I want to try to make something on the level of Mario 3 or something like that. And I'm still just like I can't. I can't. Like I don't want to do this much animation.
Nah, let's make a Stanley Parable Super Ultra Deluxe.
No, thank you. I'm not in, I don't know. I never
Did you?
played the Stanley Parable, but I
Oh,
know
you
of it.
should. You'd. I feel like you'd have fun with it,
But I don't get
and
to
the fact that they
do
move.
things.
You do. You get to do. Get to explore how many different endings you can find.
I'm not really big on multiple endings, honestly. It's That's a thing that a lot of people like in games that I'm just like, I want the good ending and that's it. Like I don't care about the bad endings or the mediocre endings. I want a good ending.
Plus, they up the achievement from like whatever it was like 5 years to don't play for 10 years.
What are you talking about? What is
Stanley
this?
Parable.
Stanley Parable
Oh,
Super Ultra Deluxe. So they just
I
released a new expansion of it, which ups the endings from like 18 or something like that to like 30 something.
I don't
That's
I don't understand that game. I don't
yeah.
know.
I'm not into it. See what I'm getting like I'm getting into like the RPG stuff with like Fallout, and then I'm gonna do Mass Effect, right? And I'm gonna do a modern action RPG ish thing with so the Bickering Bucks episode of Tarantino we just posted. Our next game is Stranger of Paradise, which is a Final Fantasy game. So we're gonna be doing that, but like like when I'm not feeling terrible and can talk a lot longer, which today is pretty good. I'm a little sore right now, but not terribly sore. I really want to get into more streaming. Like I don't know if you saw a lot, Ace. I finished EVO on stream, which was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I did some crazy things in EVO I never seen before. Um, so Sasha, I've told you a little about EVO where you're the fish and you evolve and stuff. I found a
Yep.
secret evolution I knew nothing about. Like, so there's a way that if you evolve in the mammal age, if you evolve a cat head and a rabbit body, you can eventually evolve into a human. And it has this thing where it's like you evolve further, evolve further. I knew about this. So like I was showing it off in the show, right? In the stream. And I got to the final boss and I couldn't beat him as a human. And I'm like, because the human, in my opinion, sucks. It doesn't control the same way as the rest of the game, and I don't like it. So I was like, I'm going to go back to being the weird amalgamation of a rhino, a giraffe, and a lion. Like, that's what I'm going to do, and that's the way I'm going to play. But I get to, there's a secret, there's like I don't think it's secret. I think it's required. Like, you have to save the whales. And it's you go to this water level where you go through a lot of ancient fish things that are like shark people that have like the story's weird. Just bear with me here. Like, they've been using the evolution crystals wrong, so they've become like the ultimate underwater life forms, and they're like basically about ready to make whales go extinct, so you have to go save them. There's different body parts that you can evolve in the game. And the moment you leave the fish era, the moment you become an amphibian, they lock out hands and feet. You can no longer evolve hands and feet. And it's just weird. I don't like it. I wish you could, because like land animals have different feet. Why couldn't I evolve hooves over? You know, like it doesn't make sense to me. But it's all sort of attached to the body moniker, which is sure, I guess. But
Yeah.
I was in the water and I was going through as my weird, crazy rhino lion amalgamation, and I died. And I was having a bad time, like dying a bunch. And I was like, why am I doing so terribly? But then I noticed the hands and feet were unlocked. And I was like, wait a minute. That doesn't. What is that? So I evolved it, and I became this weird, like, cylindrical fish thing. And I was like, okay, sure. So then, when you do these secret evolutions, they have like it evolve further, and it's just like you're going towards an end goal. So it's like, okay, this is something unique then. So, and your only choice in this, that once I did this, was to evolve further. I couldn't undo what I did. It wasn't possible. And I was like, oh, that's terrible, but let's see where this goes. So I farmed it up and I evolved further and I became a dolphin. And I was like, oh, okay. So I could move in the water really fast. I had a really good ram attack and my bite attack was meh. And I was like, sure, dolphin. Okay, I get it. I'm here to save the whales. I'm like a sea mammal. And I looked again, evolve further. And I was like, what do you evolve from a dolphin? Like, I don't, what? So evolve further, and then I get this really weird, like super, like horrifying looking half human face with like my fins turned into like hands. So I've got this like blue half human face fish with hands, and I'm like, what is going on here? And I'm like,
This sounds like Mr. Garrison's description of evolution in South Park.
this is the game of evolution that is just weird. Yeah. Yeah. So then I noticed like I had spent all my EVO points to evolve, and there was another evolve further. I was like, we gotta evolve further because this thing looks like crap. This thing looks terrible. It's ugly. It's like uncanny valley-ish to the max. So I farmed up, and it actually was a really strong thing. Like the typical like the bite attack on my like lion jaws is 20 damage. This was doing 30, I think, or 25 or something like that, and I was like, why is this so strong? Like, so I farmed up another 2,000 EVO points, evolved further, and I hit the end of the evolution tree. Do you know what I evolved into? Just any guesses?
Mermaid? A mermaid?
It was a mermaid. You were
I only am guessing this because I'm looking at it.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Nice.
So you're just a blonde-haired sprite of a naked top mermaid, which you don't see anything revealing, but there's obviously nothing there. And your blonde hair covers up anything important, and your arms. And you have a
Nice.
fishtail.
You
you attack.
got to live out Tom Hanks' dreams.
Well, hold on. You attack by kissing things, and it makes a little kiss noise. and it does like 25 damage, and the whatever hits, there's also a thing in the game that's like got hits done. Not only that, but it knocks things away for how powerful the thing is. And this was like the most powerful thing in the game. Not kidding. So you go and you fight the giant like fish monster that is the boss of that area, and I kissed it to death, and it was the easiest fight I have ever had with that monster in the history of me playing that game. And I was like, how did I not know this? I've played this game since I was like a grade schooler, and how did I not find this out? Like, it was just fun. And then I beat the game, and everyone got to see the weird amoeba penis thing that is the final boss. Sasha's like, all right, I'm not looking that one up.
I'm looking it up.
Bullbox, I think is its name.
Final boss. Yep.
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 Yeah.
Insert the "that's a penis" meme from
Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother.
And you only hurt it by biting it on the tip. That's the only way you can hurt it.
Kissing it, you mean?
Well,
As
when you
mermaid?
beat the whale, like when you turn into the mermaid, you're not allowed to go on land ever again. Literally, like you're stuck in water. So when you get to the whale, there's this piece of dialogue that I saw when I beat it earlier. It's like, I will return you to a form that can turn to land, and I'm like, I'm already a form that can turn onto land. Like whatever. So I didn't understand that dialogue until I became the mermaid. They just expect you to become the mermaid. So like,
why doesn't the mermaid have blue hair like this person, this girl that is on the box art?
Oh, that's Gaia. That is the spirit of Earth.
Okay.
So the plot of this game is that you are life, right? Like you are some entity of life, right? And every single piece of life is trying to become the ultimate life form so that they can marry Gaia. It's all like a big bachelor contest.
So it'd be like
for Gaia.
Be like if at the end of Feeding Frenzy you get to marry Gaia.
Yeah.
The Bachelor Hunger Games edition.
Yes. It is the Bachelor Hunger Games edition. And every single time in my games, she marries a weird rhino lion giraffe mix. Every time. But they want you to be a human.
So you beat the weird abomination as a mermaid?
No, you can't. You can't. Like, if
No?
you beat the fish boss, you go talk to the whale, and he's like, I will turn you to a form that can return to land. And you can't do the mermaid there again. Like, it's just done. Like, the mermaid was like a one-off for that level. Like, that's
because somebody was like, we can't have this mermaid kissing this final boss.
We can't have all the jokes.
You know what? That I didn't think about that and why you were saying that until just then. Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah.
I was gonna conclude with so Fort, would you say that your head game is strong?
No, because I kept losing.
Joked.
Yes.
I saw a freaking TikTok earlier of like the girl, this is my first time, and then it's a clip of like Kirby like inhaling a fish monster from the new game or whatever. And I'm just like, God damn it, people.
Yeah. 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 The big mouth mode. And Kirby, yeah. Oh boys. But I did finish that on stream before. I think that was actually Monday I finished it. And it was like 2.5 hours. I didn't plan on streaming for more than that. But what I was gonna say is I'm gonna stream Doom 2016 next. So if you haven't seen that, Ace, you can catch some clips of it. If I'm streaming. And I just love the game and I just want to show it off. But then I'll probably do Eternal with the Ancient Gods again. And then because now that people can see it and not be a slideshow. And then I might do some classic Doom, but I might also do some games because like I feel like where I want to stream is games that I'm comfortable with playing, not new games because I don't feel like I don't know. I don't like being in a situation where I'm like I have to sit there and think about what's going on and it's just dead air because I don't just talk when there's dead air for me naturally. You know, as a podcast that's different. We're having a conversation, but it's just me. It's just like what now?
Play
Like
Lego Star
what?
Wars on stream. I want to see your reactions to all the jokes.
That might be a simple enough game to do something like that blind, but like a game where I'm actually trying to beat it, blind. But I'd have to get a capture card. Like all the stuff I've been doing is on PC so far. I'd have to get like a full-on capture card to do Switch, or buy Lego Star Wars again on Steam.
Well, couldn't you just route the display into the onto your monitor on the PC and then screen cap?
I don't know. I again, streaming is new to me, so maybe I don't know. I don't know if a Switch can. I guess if you could put it in the dock and then play a dock mode and hook it into the TV, but also stream from the TV. I don't know because that doesn't work because the computer's not using it. I don't know. I don't know. I know computers and I know that a monitor can have one input, right? So I don't
Yeah,
think you can hook a
I
switch
don't
up
know.
to a computer and it just innately works. I think that's the point of a capture card.
Yeah, but capture cards are expensive.
But I think a capture card is literally the only way to play a console and capture it on a PC. Like I think that's the only way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Again, I just this is all new to me. So yeah. Well, Sasha, you're gonna be busy finishing up whatever work you have and then having a vacation. So
Yep. Yep. Maybe I'll beat Tiny Tina. I've got to be close. I'm like level 34. Got to be close to the
yeah,
end.
you'll be pretty close.
I'm
But
in unfathomable deeps.
sure. I don't know. I mean, yeah. So you're still in a water area then, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You've got a
I'm
ways to
in
go still. Chance and I we ended level 40 plus. Like we got like master levels or whatever they called it. But both Brian and Jacob, because they wanted to finish for the show and they didn't have time, were like level 26 when they beat the game.
what?
They didn't do any side quests. They just like blitzed through the story, sort of.
So they just skipped like total sections of the game because there's areas you don't even have to go.
Right. Well, they didn't skip all of them, but there's some that they did skip. So, for instance, like Jacob did play the Beanstalk area, but Brian didn't. And then Brian played some other area. I don't know if you're in the Beanstalk area yet.
I actually think Beanstalk area is the only one that I 100%ed, like have absolutely everything on it.
That area was both funny and disappointing to me at the same time because I love Don Quixote and they did him dirty. They did
Mhm.
that character dirty. Like there's some good references in there to Don Quixote, but like him being so stupid he just kills himself was very rough for me as a Don Quixote fan. I was like,
Mhm.
no, no, don't do this to him. He's just an innocent old man with delusions of grandeur.
Yeah, I've been trying to get as much as possible, trying to 100% every map before I move on.
Yeah,
There's a
that's what
couple
Chance and
of
I tried to do. We didn't do it in the
couple
beginning.
of dice that have been lingering
Yeah,
where I'm like, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm tired of looking at this map.
yeah, I get that. Um, I felt that way about the Pirate Cove, like the beach area, the beach pirate area.
Which one is? Isn't there two pirate areas?
There's one that's underwater, and there's one that's like on a beach.
Yeah.
And the one on the beach is the one I got tired of pretty quick. I was just like, the one thing I really don't like about Borderlands is the respawning enemies when you do
Yes, and
things.
they respawn way too fast when you play by yourself.
Yes, and that annoyed me greatly. So my final review score on Bickering Bucks, which is out, so I won't worry about spoiling it. But like, I ended up giving it a 4 because all the bugs. Like I was just like a 4 out of 10. I was just like, I can't. Like the bugs are killing me.
They've had a pretty decently sized update, at least on Xbox,
Mm-hmm.
and it fixed all of the issues that I was running into with like my quest log taking forever to load,
Mm-hmm.
um, like my everything I found that all of that being just like a blank screen. That all seemed to have resolved. So I don't have any bugs with that game.
Nice. That would have improved my score quite a bit, honestly. And there's which one's that again?
Ash,
Ash. That makes sense.
Adolf Satan Hitler.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I
That
was
is
thinking more like Evil Dead, but
I was thinking ash like the color. Like it's just like we call it ash because the color of the cat because it's gray. And then
It all mixes together.
yeah. Ah,
She's an old lady.
that took a turn. That took a dark turn.
We also think she's deaf now
Oh,
because she doesn't seem to react to many
So-
sounds.
okay. That's
Like, for
turning into
example, she
me.
like just came out from under the bed, and then she was like looking around the bedroom, and then she turned and saw me, and then she was like,
Come here, Blinky. I know. I woke you up. She hasn't seen me all weekend, so she was really happy when I got home. There you go. There's the mandatory Blinky.
"Yay, hey, Blinky."
She has no idea. No, no licky face. But if you can't tell, you were talking about dachshund. She's actually part dachshund. Now her legs aren't short, but she is very long. She is also a lapdog. Yeah, I didn't see her hardly at all because we were gone in Columbus, which was fun. And now she's gonna go crawl back in her blanket. Yep, see ya. She's like, leave me alone. I was sleeping.
Ash just decided I'm gonna go and find a soft place to sit down on.
Yeah. So next week, we are probably gonna go back to news, right? I think because we flipped it around. What's that for, Ace?
Because Bobby Kotick is now being sued, or uh, Activision Blizzard is getting another lawsuit because he initiated the sale to try and save himself from trouble, is what the thing is alleging.
He initiated the Microsoft sale.
Yeah, so he could escape punishment.
I don't know how selling the company gets you to escape punishment, but
Hold on. Let me find the thingy.
so Newsweek next week.
yeah, Newsweek next week. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That's just I was hoping we could find some like positive
NYC
stuff.
sues Activision Blizzard, says Bobby Kotick is unfit to negotiate the Microsoft buyout.
Which isn't
So,
which isn't final yet still, I don't think, because they still have to they as far as I remember, they still haven't gone through the FCC approval of that deal.
Mm-hmm.
so we'll just have like
The suit claims that CEO Bobby Kotick was unfit to negotiate the sale of a company to Microsoft and made the deal in part to escape liability for his role in enabling workplace misconduct and abuse. The plaintiffs say that the lawsuit arises from an October 2021 demand to inspect Activision Blizzard's books and records as part of an
Yeah,
investigation to its board of directors.
as we know and we have talked about on several episodes, even before
Yeah.
we did news on this
So,
show. Yeah.
so they're just like piling up at this point, just
Now,
lawsuit after lawsuit.
I will say there is something interesting. So when I hopped onto my Bethesda account, which is bought by Microsoft, they announced that both the Bethesda client and the Blizzard client would be moving to Steam because of the buyout. And I didn't think about this until you were talking about this, Ace. My Bethesda stuff moved over to Steam. I mean, I had to do it, but when I logged into Bethesda, they're like, "We're going bye-bye. You should do this sooner than later. You need to do this." And I was like, "Okay, I just port the Bethesda stuff to Steam." Sure. And then so I did that, and then I hopped onto the Blizzard launcher. I was like, well, if I'm doing that, I might as well do the Blizzard one. And the Blizzard one didn't happen. The Blizzard one didn't say anything about it. And I'm like, okay. But I didn't really think much of it until you just said that. And it reminds me the deal technically hasn't gone through yet. So they might have delayed the transition from their client because of that to Steam. But I mean, like, everything was like everyone was planning for that takeover to happen still. So I don't. Is that a bad sign that it's not getting taken over? I don't know. That's
Well, I think they don't want just him being involved with it because
not
it seems that the board didn't even.
Not even Kotick's involvement with the stuff. I mean, like, the part of the reason why it's taking a while too is they're like legitimately worried about a monopoly that Microsoft could have on, video game development in the United States, which, again, technically not true because both WB and EA are still heavy hitters. So not technically a monopoly yet, but, at least in my opinion, but, I'm not the FCC, so they may disagree. And they'd be like, nope, you bought too much, Microsoft. You've done it again. Well, this is the third time we've slapped you for monopoly.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
It's all a game of money.
It is. Speaking of Monopoly, last night I played Monopoly Deal. It's like a card game of Monopoly. Have you played this?
No.
It is weird. So you are like, you get like, how many? You get a certain amount of cards, and there's a deck of cards, kind of like Uno. And you pull up cards in the beginning of your turn. You draw 2 cards, and you're not trying to get rid of all your cards. What you're trying to do is get a set of 3, like, like you get all the properties and you put houses on them and stuff. But like you're trying to get 3 sets of properties, and you can steal people's properties, and you can sell people's, like, there's like money, and it's like really weird. I was like, this is a very, very hostile game of Monopoly. Like, we had Chance was playing with us. It was me, Brian, and Chance, and Chance won by stealing like my entire, like, fully completed, like, St. James and Indiana, like the red properties. He's just like, he had 2 complete sets, and he's like, he had played this card. It's like, give me a whole set, and I'm like, what? And then he takes it and he wins, and I was like, this game sucks. I hate it. Actually, I like that one. The one I didn't like is Clank. We played a board game called Clank. I did not like that one. I actually tweeted about it. I was like, nope. They're really big on board games, my friends, and I'm just like learning all sorts of new board games every time I go over. They have a wall.
We've done Uno Flip recently a lot, and that is a hellscape.
Uno Flip. I don't know that one.
The cards are 2-sided now.
Oh.
And
so you can see what people have in their hand?
no, you can see the alternate colors that they have in their hand. So it's got the normal colors and the normal like wild +4, but then it's got like a thing that looks like a card with like a arrow indicating to flip over, and then it has sort of like these. They're not really metallic, but they're like I don't know, more
Shiny.
not shiny. They're just kind of vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
There's like orange, teal, purple, and pink.
Oh, okay.
Um, so it's like alternate colors, and then there's alternate things. Like instead of the skip skip a turn,
Mm-hmm.
it skips everyone. There's like a card that you can play to just skip everyone right away. Um, there's like a what is it? There's like a plus. There's +5 cards, I think.
Mm. Have you ever
So
played? Have you ever
it
played
adds to
Crazy
the
Uno?
hell.
Do you guys know about Crazy Uno?
Is
So,
No.
that the one where it like spits out the cards at you?
that is, it's not too dissimilar.
Blitz or something?
That's like Uno Blitz.
No.
No, Crazy Uno is just a way to play Uno. It's just like you don't need anything extra. You just have an Uno deck. So Crazy Uno is you get to combo cards instead. So like if I give you a draw two, instead of you just drawing two, you can just say draw two and it becomes draw four and it goes to the next person. Or that and then that person can be like skip because it skips me and goes to the next person. And that person's like, nah, reverse is going back to you. Like
That sounds like playing Uno with toddlers.
it is, but it's hilarious. Like you just get to combo all the cards. Now, unfortunately, eventually you get to a point where people don't have enough cards to keep this going. Like because those are all just the special cards. So then you get one poor guy or girl who has to draw 16 cards, and then you have fun with the game. It's just I don't know. It's something that my ex-wife when we were younger introduced to us because that's the way they played, and we were like, okay, this is fun because it makes it a lot more chaotic.
Well, I know there's the alternate than the normal way that I like to play, whereas like if you have the same exact card, you can jump in at any point, even on your own play. Um, then like uh, if it's if you play a 0 card, everyone switches hands one way in the direction that it's going. If you play a
Interesting.
7, you can you can switch hand with any one person that you choose.
This is crazy.
And
This like
in
Sasha's
the
like
Uno
I
video
only
game, you
play
can set
one
it up
way
to
at
do that.
Uno, right? That's funny. All these different ways to play the same game.
And then like you said, the +2s can stack and like the +4s can stack and stuff.
Okay. But you just do them all at once. This is like comboing rather than stacking because it's like you do your one card and then the next person does their card and it adds together if it's special. Or you're just like, okay, I guess I draw two, and then you do the turn normally if they don't have a response. But if they do have a response, it's whatever. You just keep going.
Well, by response, do you mean like another +2 card, or
Yeah, or anything.
so
Like
we're talking
anything
about the
is a
same
special
thing?
card. No, you're talking about playing multiples at once, right?
He's saying like
So
somebody
like,
could put a draw two down and then like he puts draw two down for me and I'm like, but I have a skip, so that's actually gonna skip me and go to you. And now you need to deal with the draw two, right?
No, he's saying like if I have a draw two, I someone else can add to it, or you can add to it.
Well, yeah, that's how everybody plays, right?
yeah, either or. I'm trying to understand your weird wonky rules.
Yeah, I'm trying to
My
understand Crazy Uno as
Break
well.
my mind.
so
Yeah.
Crazy Uno is literally if you do anything and like draw two, skip, whatever, right? You can be like, no, well, except for skip. Skips just happen. But like it mostly starts with draw twos or draw fours because they're the most common, right? And normally, what happens when you get a draw four or draw two, your turn ends and you draw the cards and you get skipped essentially, right? And then other people play, right? This one is if I lay down a draw two, there and we're going around the circle, Ace can lay down a draw two and say it's now draw four, and I don't have to deal with it. The next person does because you played a card. So like you stack up.
That's just like standard house rules for everybody, I think.
Right.
I think that's how everybody plays, right?
Like the stacking that I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you can take that like but the stacking adds up, but then you can say like reverse, you're actually getting it now. And then you can say skip, it's skipping me because I played a skip.
But you have to play. Do you have to play those specialty cards then, or
yes, that's the only way you can avoid it.
You have to play a specialty card without it matching the previous specialty card. So there's like draw 6 rotating around, and I don't want to deal with it, so I put a reverse down, and now.
Well, no, you do have to match the color. Is the thing you do? It's like if I lay down a draw two, right, and because you can the way you can stack it is draw two equals draw two draw, but like they say like blue draw two, like the second stack is blue draw two. Then
so you've
a
just
skip you can put down a blue skip to say I'm not getting hit by this. So like you still have to match the color. You're still following the general rules of Uno.
So you've just messed this around to be as like fucky as Monopoly.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you're not
man.
just like you're not like red draw two, then like blue skip.
Yellow reverse.
Yeah, you can't do that, right? It's got to match
that crazy.
You still have to match the color. But unless it's a draw four cuz it's a wild card.
I thought fucking Uno Flip was a hellscape.
No, this is like
we literally had one night where we were playing it between Andrea, Jack, and I, and we were like, all right, this is the last game, and then you have to get ready for bed. And then we fucking played for like another 40 minutes because we had to keep cycling through the graveyard or the deck with the top card because Jack or someone else would just play one of the flip deck cards and it would just keep going on and on and on.
Okay. No, Crazy Uno is something my ex-wife played as a kid, and then she taught us how to play it, and I was just like, I actually like this. This is fun because it made it a lot more fast-paced, because people got excited because they're like, nuh-uh, reverse, you're taking that. So it was just sort of like passing the buck of like what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, in normal Uno, you can just say like, draw two. Oh yeah, draw two. But like in this one, you don't get hit by the initial draw two. If you lay down a draw two, you pass it on.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. That's that. Anything else that we want to hit tonight? No. Okay.
No.
Ace was looking concerned. I assume it's Twitter again.
No, it's other phone stuff.
Okay.
Apparently the Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro cases are already pre-orderable when like the Pixel 6 just released like, I don't know, 6 months ago.
It's phones, man. They release them so often. I've got my Galaxy S20 that was an upgrade from the Galaxy S7. That's how much I mess with my phone upgrades. 13 versions.
Oh, did you guys hear about the Alabama correctional officer that like has seemingly helped the inmate escape
Mm-mm.
and whatnot? You guys need to look into that story. is crazy.
It's got real Joker Harley Quinn vibes, yeah.
Mm.
I don't know about that, but
Is it a female correctional officer that let out a male inmate?
as seemingly assisted, yeah. So
Mm.
I we don't know. I don't remember hearing personal details about like what the relationship was like. So who knows?
I mean, it could be. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hearing the game show and hearing us rambling at the end. Um, if you want to catch updates for this show and some other things, the new Fab podcast that I'm going to start doing, the Bickering Bucks, or just in general Monster Hunter and gaming stuff that I do. Twitter is at HunterTubPod on Twitter. Ace is at Ace Badger Gaming, and you can see a plethora of gaming things from him as well. And of course, join the Discord so we can chat about things.
Recently, some Gen U crowns.
Yeah, I did see that. It was Narga that you finished. Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, although because that was the big like huntathon thing with like all the flagships essentially.
Yeah.
But like we had a giant ass Legiacris though, and I don't get how that was not a crown.
Dude, I don't trust my eyes a lot of the time on this stuff. You start doing it long enough and you start to believe everything's right eventually. Like, you get to like 167 Pukes and you're like, I don't know what anything is anymore. They're all small, they're all large. I don't.
Fair enough.
Yeah, sometimes you're just psyching yourself out, and sometimes you're just like that point, whatever centimeter off, like 0.3 or whatever it is, because they can't be every size in between, but there are some that are pretty close to each other. So, all right. Again, thanks everyone for listening. And we will catch you next time. There's a
Bye.
question mark.
Bye.